Kenya Shipyards Limited was established through an executive order as a private limited company, and we were mandated to lead and catalyze the development of the new shipbuilding industry. New not in the aspect that it was not existing, but new because we wanted to create a new face and a new front in which we exploit the blue economy. So the new shipbuilding industry was meant to factor all aspects of the blue economy, which include offshore mining, include manufacturing, tourism, marine research, and more of those sectors. So therefore, with that realization, then Kenya Shipyards Limited was mandated to lead and catalyze that environment to provide for maritime requirements for ministries, departments, and agencies. Kenya Navy being a priority in that line, being that our primary mandate is provision of security and making sure that our territorial integrity is taken care of. Then thereafter, the excess potential is to take care of the public sector and the private sector as well, both locally, here domestic in Kenya, and also regionally in the larger Eastern African space. Our key achievements so far are diverse. We have a shipyard in Mombasa where we were able to build a shipyard from scratch, and now it's operational, doing a lot of maritime activities, both for the MDAs within the coastal region as well as the Kenya Navy. We also have a workshop, a central workshop in Nairobi, where we are rehabilitating locomotives, and this is very much pegged to the operations that take place within Kisumu. Our presence in Kisumu has brought about a lot of movement of cargo within the East African region. So there's a lot of products moving from Kenya to Uganda and Tanzania, and there's a lot of backloading as well, just spurring up the general economy within this area. Another key strategic project that we've been able to undertake was the construction of MV Uhuru 2. And this was a big project conceptualized within a short time frame, but the detail of execution has been nothing less of perfection.
Uhuru 2 construction started by architectural duties. The architects came together and came up with the design. Thereafter, the materials were shipped, and then we introduced welding, joining pieces together and building sections, up to the point that we had to bring them together and form one unit. So in the process, we moved the sections from the quayside into the dry dock to join them and have a complete vessel. Through the process, we had welders, pipe fitters, boiler makers, and the interior design system. So all these teams have been working together, one after the other in succession. So after welding, we introduced the pipe fitting and the piping system on board the ship, firefighting system, and all the emergency and safety systems. Thereafter, we did the painting on the hull, the inner side, before we could do the cladding and electrical works. So after that, we did the air conditioning system. We brought in the engines and installed them, navigational aids, communication system, and thereafter the ship was moved from the dry dock and for sea trials. The process took roughly around 2 years, 2.5 years thereabout, and the product that we did is actually the Uhuru 2.
Hapa hii kazi imenisaidia sana, kwanza kimasomo kwanza, kwa sababu kutoka through being from a helper to a welder, hiyo ni sana, kwa sababu imenifanya paka nimefanya mambo zangu nyumbani, sikuwa na nyumba nyumbani. Through hii kazi hapa tumejenga nyumbani.
Ship construction, or rather the operations and mandate of shipbuilding, are not an isolated item. They are basically it is basically an industry that exists in an ecosystem. The operations that we conduct are supported by ancillary industries, which are by and large lacking within Kenya. We're looking at things like marine grade steel plates, which are not available in the market. Some of the communication and navigational systems, they're all imported from abroad and all just fitted or assembled here in Kenya. So with the presence of a shipyard, then we look to have a space or special economic zones that would then attract for the setup of those companies within the Kenyan space, and this will go a long way in cutting a lot of shipping costs that we have to incur when we have to order for materials. It will also cut largely the lead time, which is usually passed on to the project when we have to wait for materials to come into the country. And the setup of these industries within the country will also provide a lot of job opportunities for the locals and our residents here in Kenya. I believe at this point as a nation, the conversation when we speak about blue economy should not only touch on fishing and aquaculture or transportation of cargo. There is so much to be done within the blue space, and with the presence of Kenya Shipyards Limited and the capacities that you have seen demonstrated both for the ship construction as well as the civil and modular construction, there is a lot which the game players within the blue economy can attain from this. And with the government supports that we are receiving, I believe that Kenya will set a footprint within the global maritime space in terms of shipbuilding and ship construction.